Integration by substitution. Integration by substitution is a technique by which we undo a chain rule derivative. Let's do a couple examples. For example, the derivative of, let's say, 10x squared plus 3x plus 1 all to the fourth power is 4 times 10x squared plus 3x plus 1 to the third power times 20x plus 3. Easy enough. And because integration is the opposite of derivatives, that means that the integral of 4 10x squared plus 3x plus 1 to the third power times 20x plus 3, what is that, plus 3 dx is going to be simply 10x squared plus 3x plus 1 plus c. And, 10x to the fourth power. So, maybe you can see that. Maybe you just see this and you think, hey, wait a second, that's the derivative of 10x squared plus 3x plus 1. More likely what you do is you say, hey, if this is a something, then this is the derivative of the something. And this is the essence of integration by substitution. The trick is, let's see, here is the strategy. And that is set a new variable usually used by u. It's called u substitution. Set u equal to the something. And then you find the differential du. This is why we did differentials at the end of calculus 1, which is going to be blah 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 dx. Then you solve for dx equals to, well, what? 1 over blah 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 du. And in this way, you turn the integral into one with a new variable. Specifically, you turn all of your x's into u's, and then you can solve it. And then finally, so you integrate and then substitute back. Substitute back. Let's show you how this one works. Let's say you looked at this problem that we just put over there, and it didn't immediately jump out. You didn't immediately think, hey, I know whose derivative that is. So we don't know this. This is hidden, whatever. So you look at this and you say, it looks like the something. And so you set u equal to 10x squared plus 3x plus 1. You then get the differential. Du is 20x plus 3 dx. Remember, the differential is basically taking the derivative, but instead of saying du dx equals 20x plus 3, you just say du equals 20x plus 3 dx. This whole thing, let me move this over. This means that this integral becomes the integral of 4, copy everything unless we do something else to it. This 10x squared plus 3x plus 1 becomes just u, because u is that, cubed, and then the 20x plus 3 dx becomes du. That is to say, we are now trying to solve the integral of 4u cubed du. That is a u, that is the variable. Hey, this works. This becomes 4u to the fourth over 4 plus c. The 4's go away, and now you can substitute back. If u is this, then what we have is 10x squared plus 3x plus 1 to the fourth power plus c, which was what we already knew the answer to be. This is something that you just develop with skill, and so I'm just going to do a whole bunch of problems, and hopefully you'll catch on. In general, the general tricks, the question is, what do we set u equal to? What is, I love this, what is u? Doesn't that sound like bad grammar? Ha ha ha. What is u? U is the stuff inside parentheses, stuff inside the parentheses or inside of a function. U could be the denominator. U could be an exponent. And unfortunately, don't ever rule out the fact that maybe u substitution doesn't work. What it basically works for is when you can turn all of your x's into u's except for some which turn into du. Let me do some problems.